Hi everyone, just wanted to show you in this video today how to merge accounts in Salesforce Lightning. So we have some duplication rules turned on which will automatically notify on the account level, the lead level, and contact level if there are duplicates of that object, and it actually looks across all objects to determine if there is like a lead in the system that maybe shows a account maybe that could match up. So the rules are good at pointing out at least ones that exist. It does a combination of email address, phone number, all the things that we are used to in duplication rules to help find duplicates in the system. So as I'm looking at this test account here, it shows that there's 8 duplicates, but that could not always be the case. And Lightning does a good job of letting you see the information to try to decide what to merge. Now, the only way to merge through this, if you click this View Duplicates, is again the merging can only exist between objects that are of its within itself. If you're merging a lead into an account, which I have a separate video for, that's actually the convert option that we want to use, which is you'll see it up at the top on a lead. But when there's 2 accounts, like an account to an account that are the same, this duplication process is the one to follow. So something to note here is the layout that I've built for what is seen in the duplicates is listed so that you can really determine from looking at it whether it's the same account or not. You can actually go into the account. So the ESET North America test account that I'm looking at here is the one we're in. Now it's saying that these other ones are duplicates, and if you want to look further, you can actually just open a new tab or middle click on your mouse to open it up in a new window to just check it out real quick if there's other information inside of it that maybe you need to look at to determine whether this is actually a duplicate or not. So you can always pop over, check it out, and you can actually hit this View Duplicates from that account, or you can just close this window out and actually go back to your original one where you had the cross-reference already listed out. Now something to note that's important that I added on to the end is this OWID. So OWID is important in duplication because it's saying that this is the paired NetSuite account basically that it exists for this one. And in merging scenarios, it's actually helpful because if I'm saying, looking here, email address is the same, phone number might be off, but address is the same. So hey, this is the same account. I know that this one does not have a NetSuite pair and this one does. So in reality, when I merge in a scenario where there's none and one, you kind of want to always make sure to keep this ID. This is important because when a license generates in this account in NetSuite, it'll pull back the license into Salesforce. So it's important that all accounts actually have an OWID, and accounts that actually don't are really useful to us inside of this integration aspect, because otherwise, there's no NetSuite account that it's linked to. So it's pretty straightforward. If I select these 2 after reading through this information, checking out the accounts, and again, you can always open up this account by middle clicking or right click and open in a new tab. And if you don't know inside of Salesforce, you can actually get to the NetSuite account pretty easily by just scrolling down. And when you go into system information, when it says NetSuite customer, so you have your OWID here, NetSuite customer creates a link so that we can actually open up the NetSuite account right from that. So I'm not logged in NetSuite right now, which is why it didn't work. But then you can also do your investigation in NetSuite. If we still have NetSuite access at the time you watch this video, you can always go back there and check. So again, to do the actual merge and finish it up, you just select the accounts that you want to merge and you hit next. And something that's different in Salesforce than it is from NetSuite, the merging capabilities actually allow you to look at each individual field and decide what you want to keep from that information. So if if I want to use all the information here, but I actually want Dan to own this account, I would just select Dan as the account owner and would actually take that field versus this inside sales rep field. So you can kind of look at it and say, okay, which one is the master record, or maybe we want this to be the master record since it has the OWID, which is here. But then you can also do the opposite where you're, hey, I want to keep the majority of this information, maybe keep this OWID so that it's not blank, and that would also work too. So always decide which one's the best one and keep the OWID in that scenario, and then you would just click next. You want to confirm the merge, and then now that account will be merged into. So all licenses, tasks, anything like that will get merged into the same account. It's just the one, it's just the field where there's only one. Obviously you have to choose. If there's only one building email field, you have to choose which value you want to keep. When it comes to like related lists, which are all these things up here, anything that was like in licenses or transactions will be merged over into the same into the same account. Now, in scenarios like this, we have to be a little bit more delicate when you're merging something that has the OWID into something else that also does. That means that not only in Salesforce do they have two records, but in NetSuite they have two records. So there's another merge aspect to that that is really more on business systems, but we want to make sure that whatever one we end up with has the OWID that matches to the account in NetSuite that we want it to be linked with, because realistically that's what matters. We want to make sure when licenses generate in this NetSuite account that it goes into this Salesforce account, and that can only happen if this OWID from NetSuite matches into this account for Salesforce. So that's pretty much the gist of merging. So if there's any other questions, please reach out to me directly, or on any object you have this feed, always feel free to just tag at SFDC issues to get to me and my team to address anything that maybe you see or problems. If you don't know what to merge, you can always ping us and we will get back to you as soon as possible. So if there's any questions, please reach out, and thank you for watching.